Perhaps San Francisco's most criticized rookie this year has been Ricky Pearsall. He was selected in the first round, but after being shot, he really hasn't got going this year. Well, that was before the Lions game. According to Next Gen Stats, he put up 26 yards over expected, and his 141-yard game marked the most receiving yards by a 49ers rookie since Jerry Rice back in 1985. And he wasn't just routing up DBs, but he was doing a little bit of everything, including taking reverses and even throwing the football. So in this video, I want to break down his standout performance against the Lions and why I think it's just his first of many. Starting out, I do have to say I absolutely love how Kyle Shanahan used Ricky Pearsall throughout this game. He used him in a lot of man-beating routes, which is what he really excelled at the college level. And to further stress the DB, he often motioned Pearsall before the play even began. Here, for instance, this indicates to Purdy it's man coverage, and he also knows that Ricky Pearsall is going to be running a man-beating route. But on this route, I love how Ricky Pearsall sells the fade. It looks like he's going to go deep, and then as soon as he sees a cornerback flowing up the field, he breaks out hard, stops on the dime, and then makes the one-handed catch. In a similar way on this play, I love the play design by Kyle Shanahan. He motions Ricky Pearsall from the top of the screen, which indicates to Brock Purdy it's man coverage, but he also doesn't stop there as he has the perfect man-beating combination in the bunch formation. He has Jennings running the slant, Pearsall running the fade, and Debo running the quick out. Then Jennings does an excellent job of ensuring both of these DBs get tied up with each other by running his slant extremely shallow. Then Ricky's 4.4 speed takes over, and then he tracks the ball excellently at the end of this play and attempts to even get more yards after the catch. And even when Kyle Shanahan didn't motion out Ricky Pearsall, I thought the routes that he did design for him were perfect. They used his acceleration and deceleration to his advantage. Here on this play, for instance, Pearsall is running a pivot route which has a wide receiver fake inside before coming back outside hard. This requires a wide receiver who can accelerate and decelerate faster than the DB covering him. What I really like about this play is how Pearsall uses his DB holding his arm to his advantage. You can see how when he breaks hard and comes back, he's almost throwing him across the field, then he gets up to speed almost instantly and creates a ton of separation for Brock Purdy to work with. And I think these little things are what he's going to continue to learn as he progresses throughout his NFL career. In a similar way, I have noticed that his chemistry with Brock Purdy has continued to improve throughout this year. He's been staying after practices and it's been paying off. Here, for instance, on this play, Pearsall is running a deep out, but what I really want to pay attention to is where Brock Purdy is throwing this. Rather than waiting for Pearsall to make his break or even go into his break, Purdy starts throwing well before that, and this is a big reason why they were able to complete it. In a similar way on this comeback, Purdy looks a lot more comfortable throwing to Pearsall than his first couple games in the system, and can you blame him? He missed the majority of the offseason, and they've really just been working on their chemistry. Outside of just burning defensive backs deep, I also liked how San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan mixed in Pearsall into the running game and really used him in motions a lot. Even if not every single one of these plays will go for a touchdown, I do think it adds something for the defense to think about. You have to worry about Pearsall getting the ball, maybe Debo, Grindo, and eventually all of this complexity will lead to mental errors by the defensive side of the ball, and it's going to be a massive gain when it does. This is especially the case when you have players like Debo and Pearsall who are dynamic with the ball in his hands. A couple of weeks ago, he took that jet sweep for a touchdown, and I think there are going to be numerous of those in his career. But maybe more importantly for Pearsall, it does look like Kyle Shanahan has a firm understanding of what he's good at and not so good at this point in his career, and now can start scheming around that. So even though a lot of people have been pretty hard on Ricky Pearsall, I frankly find it pretty impressive he's been able to start as a rookie despite being shot this offseason. We've also just continued to see him develop as a player, and we've seen a lot of the traits he showed off at the college level and why San Francisco brought him here at the NFL level. So heading into this offseason, I think there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic about Ricky Pearsall's career trajectory, but ultimately, these are just my thoughts on his breakout game, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below.